Yes, good morning. What is happening, everybody? Welcome again to another episode of the Nerd Down. First of all, thank you guys for joining me last night for the Game Awards, the 2017 Game Awards. That was a blast. I had a lot of fun watching the trailers for new games coming up, predicting who is going to win the awards. Even though I think we got 3 out of 12 or something like that, but it was fun nonetheless. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for that. Today we've got our pals DG Squared and Space Art Geck once again on the show. We're going to talk a little NMS Olympics recap as well as some other things. So guys, thank you very much again for joining me this morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Rock on Nerd League. Good to see you guys again.
Thank you all. Awesome. I'm glad to be here again.
So I'm going to start with what happened last Saturday. So we had the final weekend of the No Man's Sky Olympics. We had closing ceremonies on the Sunday, but before that we had one more event, I believe, on a Saturday. What happened on Saturday and who took home some medals?
It was pretty awesome. We had the Sentinel Slaughter on Saturday. It was the first event over at the Dark Side of the Atlas system. The winner of the gold medal was LeFou Cyril, with Captain Admin getting silver and the Ranger getting the bronze. Just a bunch of sentinel hunting and trying to shoot down the dogs and the walkers.
And now that was the one that you said. I know last week we were discussing the rules and everything. So the bees were worth a certain amount of points, and I believe they increased in value for the opponent, right?
Yeah, the bees were worth 1 point, the dogs were worth 2, and the walkers were worth 5. It was kind of a strategy game. Some people wanted just to get the dogs, and other people were trying to get the walkers to spawn. Sometimes you'd get like a certain amount to spawn, and then they wouldn't spawn anymore. So it was kind of just trying to get the most. But there was it was 1 point that Cyril won the match by 39-38 against Captain Admin. It was pretty close.
Oh wow. Did you take part in that one yourself, Deej?
No, unfortunately, it was a working Saturday. I had to miss the Sentinel Slaughter games. Regrettably, that would have been a real blast.
Were there any fatalities in that one?
Almost. Cyril, who won it, I was watching his video, and he was down to his last hit point. When he jumped in his ship, when he got 39 and he jumped in his ship, he didn't even know he had won. He was just complaining about how he was getting beat up by the Sentinels, and he
just wanted to get the hell out of there.
It was funny. He's like, I'm getting beat, guys. I'm gonna jump in here for a minute, and I'm gonna, and he didn't know that he had won and then the timer was called, so it was a close match for sure.
Oh, good. So that was the only event on Saturday, I believe, right? Just the one event?
There was that one, and then we did the Bubblicious Rockin' Roamer race over at DG's Planet.
Right.
And so that was also a lot of fun, riding the Roamer around in all the bubbles, and did a match for that. The Ranger won gold on that one. Boyd won the silver, and then Cyril won the bronze.
Oh, wow.
So it's good Saturday for Cyril out there.
Yeah, really. So what exactly was that when you say the bubbles? What does that mean?
Well, DG can probably elaborate. He found this really cool bubble planet with that's all orange landscape, kind of like southern Utah, with just bubbles everywhere. And then it was probably the best place we could have even imagined for a roamer race.
It was pretty awesome. When I found the planet, it was just bubbles. And at first, at night when you fly in, they don't look like bubbles, which is mysterious and cool and everything. And I found this base with this rock structure. You could literally just drive your roamer right up the thing and launch yourself into space. It was an amazing race. I wish I could have been there. I watched some of it on stream. Unfortunately, I had to work. But it looked like a fantastic race. I wish I could have taken part. It was fun to build it, a lot of fun. Funny enough, Dylan, I found that base exactly 1 week before you found your bubble base. And we both named it the same thing.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Each other.
Yeah. Go figure. Eh? Good minds think alike, right?
Yeah.
That's too funny. So Sunday, though, I know you guys had a bit of a bit of a party, I guess, a bit of a break from all the action, from all the competition. And you guys finally got to kick back and, I guess, just celebrate the success of the NMS and enjoy each other's company. And how did the closing ceremonies go?
Closing ceremony was great. We did have one race, the Nomad race, and surprise, Satsi won that one again. Normie got silver and Piranha got bronze. But it was awesome that he had this base set up. When we first set up this base, I thought, well, this will be the perfect place for the closing ceremony. Has the Olympic rings and the big words Euclid 2017. A big peace symbol behind it with all these like suites where players were taking pictures. But we had like 8 different windows, and we had players in each window with a picture, and we posted that to Reddit. But it was fun. It was a little bit bittersweet because it's like, yay, like we've been working on this for so long. It's nice to get a break, but at the same time, it was like, I'm gonna miss streaming with these guys. It's been just amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And Deej, you were there for that for the closing ceremonies, right?
Yeah, that one I was able to make happily. We had a blast running around. That base was really cool that we had for the closing ceremony. It was so very fitting that Space Arctic and the committee chose that base. I don't know if any of you saw it. I think a lot of you that are in stream today saw the base. It's really cool. He made this amazing base using rings, just like the Olympic rings, and he's colored them in a peace sign in the back. And it was huge. And we could all stand in this viewing room at the top of the peace sign that he made back there. It was really epic. There was I don't know, how many people do we have, Space Arctic? I think there was 8 people. Or was it 9?
We had like about 10 or 11 overall, with a couple people that weren't in the stream chat. I mean, I know the stream chat was full. Then we had some other guys in there too that were part of it that we couldn't get into the chat. One guy had prepared something for the final game, and we couldn't get him in there, or he couldn't join for some reason. But we kept having people drop in and in and out of the main chat.
Yeah, so for you guys in chat that are watching and listening right now, if you see the pictures we have on screen here, that's the base there, right? With the peace sign and everything. And at the top there, those are all glass windowed rooms, and I noticed that's where you guys kind of stood and took a picture, which looked really cool. You guys can see the base here. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, a lot of work put into that. It looks, it doesn't look real, until you see it in person, right? But it's amazing what he made with that thing. It really is.
It is. I've been studying it up close the last week or so, and it's an amazing base that he's made there, and the race as well. I can't forget that as well. The race is really cool, how he's designed it through these hoops that grow out of the ground on the planet there, and you got to go through each one of them like gates, and it's a wicked cool race up and down the mountainside. The whole thing was just awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I have to admit, it was very fitting having that particular base on the closing ceremony, and so many people that took part. Just epic.
And I noticed. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to throw in real quick. Thanks to our Olympic committee, to Lily, to Artemek for the art and the wonderful job they did there. To Boyd and Guru, everybody who created bases and were part of the games. Everybody who jumped in on the live stream. I appreciate everybody. You guys made it. Made it really awesome.
It was a huge collaborative effort. Like, you had a lot of support, a lot of creative people working on it. And I kind of, like I said last week, it was kind of cool that in the spirit of the real Olympics, it's kind of bringing people together and stuff like that. And that's really cool. And to see everyone, their creativity flourish, because of this event is really special. I noticed too, you put the final results there in chat. So if you guys want to check that out, I guess that is that a list of all the medal winners there, Gak?
Yeah, that's the Olympic Medalist Hall of Fame. So it shows a breakdown of the rankings and all the different medals. There's a few updates or actually one update that needs to be done, because I know that DG did get a gold as well. So I'm going to have Artemek put this together, but really good job on this table. It's kind of a good breakdown of all the different medals, and then he put down a bunch of tables for all the different events as well on the Olympic wiki.
Oh, right on.
So it feels like a finalized page now. I remember I've been working on coding this page for like the past 2.5 months.
Oh, that's awesome. So there's a Hall of Fame then. So I'm guessing for future Olympics and everything, we'll have records to beat and, you know, people to maybe some rivalries created out of this. Were there any records that you guys can think of? Like, do we have? I know it's the first Olympics, so I guess every gold medal would be that record, right? But I guess that'll be something in the future to see, like an actual list, a Hall of Fame, athletes that have, someone like Satsi who continues to win races, things like that. I can see like an actual Hall of Fame being created for No Man's Sky sports or Olympics.
Somebody's going to have to try to beat Satsi's 9 golds. He was announced as the ultimate Olympic champion during the closing ceremony. And then, so if anybody can get more than 10 medals, that'll be something to watch in the future Olympics.
That's incredible. So how was the turnout overall? I just want to, as not just last weekend or for the closing ceremonies, overall, how did you feel with the event? Did you bring a lot, like, did you feel like you guys had a good turnout, and are you kind of anticipating that for the next No Man's Sky Olympics?
You know, I wasn't really, didn't know what to expect at all with this, or if anybody would turn out, if we could get anybody to even travel to the Pilgrim Star, or even, you know, want to do that much. I mean, I knew we'd have a few Amino guys at least, but I was pretty happy that we had full streams every session, that it wasn't just like you know, dead with 1 or 2 players, you know, playing the games, that we had, every time we had a bunch of people in the chat. So for me, that's pretty cool. You know, if you know, going forward, if it's got even more players, that's great.
Yeah, every time I stopped by for an event, it looked like you guys had a lot of people there. So I mean, it looked like it was just a huge success. So again, congratulations on that. Deej, congratulations on your medal winning and everything as well.
Thank you.
I do have a question now from one of our nerd leaguers, one of our viewers. This one's from Mr. Pink Gaming. He wants to know if you guys heard anything at all from like Hello Games, or if you guys tweeted out or reached out to Hello Games, and if you know if they caught wind at all of the Olympics.
Well, we did tweet at Hello Games quite a bit during the Olympics. Every event afterwards, I'd tweet pictures of the opening and closing ceremonies. So I'm pretty sure they know about it. They like to stay silent on a lot of stuff, but hopefully they at least appreciated what we were trying to do.
I'm sure they do. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I think if they're, you know, as a developer, to see that, and again, it's not something necessarily written within the game's code. It's something that you guys have brought from outside and put it into this game, and that's what makes it special. So I think if a developer was watching that, I think they'd be pretty proud of what they've created and what you guys have created as well. Just on the topic of No Man's Sky in general, I've got a great question. This one's just regarding No Man's Sky in general for both of you guys. Now, No Man's Sky is that game that I always say is filled with epic first moments. I always like to call them, you know, those epic first moments. The time you first pulse drived, or maybe the first time you went through a black hole. You can always remember the first time you did something in No Man's Sky. And I've got to know for both you guys, what was your favorite epic first moment in No Man's Sky? I guess we'll start with Gak.
Oh wow, favorite epic first moment in No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Probably that first time I discovered the link system with the black hole that could take you to the Pilgrim Star or toward the Galactic Hub, and then, you know, going through that, and then I'd have to say a tie between that and actually making it to Acapulco for the first time was really epic. That was just seeing the tree and all the blinking lights with all the. I'm like, oh, there's where everybody's at. And I kept flying past it over and over and couldn't find it, and then finally found it. And at 3 a.m, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And so that was pretty cool.
Can't stop playing this game.
Yeah.
What about you, DG? Epic first moment.
Epic first moment. Oh boy. The first epic first moment. The biggest first moment, or my first epic moment?
Just the first thing that you can remember that blew you away in the game. Like example. Sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, an example for me was like the first time I used my pulse drive. I just thought that was totally rad. I left the planet for the first time creating a ship, and hit that pulse drive, and I was floored by it.
For me, it was the bird that I got. When I finally got that bird, it was on the way to meet you, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been looking for that ship for so long, and of course, where we were, there was, I hadn't really been a part of the Amino yet, and nobody knew where any of this stuff was. It just randomly found it with crashed ships. And, I guess finding that ship was a pretty epic moment for me that I finally got it. Boy, I've had a lot of epic moments in the game.
There's so many, I know. There's a ton. So
crossing galaxies.
The other thing I'd like to discuss, I'd like to kind of pick at your brains for, is imminent updates. Now, I know, like, Twitter and Reddit and everyone has just gone batshit crazy because Sean Murray poked his head out for a brief second. It usually seems that anytime he does break silence that it's not long after we get an announcement for an update. I think it's safe to say there will be an update. We just don't know when. They're going to continue to add to this game. That's something they've said themselves. Even at the end of the Pathfinder video, they say that there's more to come. What do you guys want to see in a future update?
Go ahead.
Well, that's quite a good question, man. I'd like to see a lot of stuff added, like possibly everyone always talks about the ringed planets and maybe some other things, like some variants in graphics. If maybe some more story. I could take or leave that one, but I'd like to just see more of just more additions to the game. The fauna, I'd like to see the fauna be a lot more diverse in some areas. Maybe some, just some different stuff. So a lot more content maybe.
Mm-hmm. And Deech?
Well, for me, I'm still waiting for ship customization, a little bit of colors and decals. I'd love to be able to paint my ships different stuff. Multiple multi-tools. We can have lots of starships, but right now we only have one gun, so I'd like to see more of the multi-tools or a collection of multi-tools. That would be fun.
Place where you can put your guns in the base, maybe expanded base limits. There's
so many possibilities.
Yeah, a weapon rack would be good even. Like behind your weapons guy, he's got that little weapon rack. It'd be great to access different multi-tools from there. Actually, different multi-tools would be cool because you would have different builds. You'd have one probably for mining. You'd have another one that was strictly combat. Maybe another one that was jack of all trades. So that would be interesting.
Exactly, and slots wouldn't be quite as a thing. Right now, I mean, really, slots are one of the biggest reason why we go for certain weapons is so that we can put the tech on there that we need. But we always seem to need a little bit of everything, right? If you're either mining or hunting sentinels. There's 2 or 3 different kinds of weapons you put on your multi-tool, and so 24 slots kind of is the standard, right? So yeah, a lot more multi-tools mean you can have a lot of different kinds of multi-tools instead of just the 1 or 2 or 3 that we currently everybody flocks to.
I can see them adding that because they seem to add new technology as well. And like you say, if we only have a maximum amount of slots that we can use, the more and more technology they add, you'll have to be very selective of what you put on your multi-tool. I mean, you have to be that way now. I remember back in the early days, it was every piece of technology you found, you just slapped it onto your multi-tool and you were good to go. But now you've got, different combat technologies. You have even mining upgrades, new mining upgrades, plasma launcher upgrades. I mean, there's a lot to fit into, a dozen slots or 20 slots even. Like it's, so I mean, multiple multi-tool is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's like amazing how you can put in 1,000 hours on a game and then you're still upgrading slots on things and adding things. You think you would be done at that point, right? But it's I guess a testament to what they created.
Yeah, it never ends. It never ends. And then, like I say, the fact that they keep adding things on top of that, it's almost like, slow down. Hold on a second. I'm still trying to catch up from the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. I just wanted to pick your brains a little bit, want to have some update talk, and I'm really glad we could recap the final weekend of the No Man's Sky Olympics. So once again, congratulations on that, guys, and on a job well done. I hope you guys feel super proud of what you created. I know you guys have a ton of new fans and everything because of the NMSO, and I know we're all looking forward to the next one.
Rock on, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your support. Nerd League, you guys are awesome. We're going to keep the streams going. I mean, we'll be back probably a few weeks with some other stuff. The Ship Racing League will start up. Thanks, DG and Dylan. It's great to see you guys today. Have a good one.
Oh, actually, sorry, my bad. Let's talk about the Ship Racing League. What's going on here?
That's just a new league Amino starting up, racing around solar systems. So we're going to have that going in about a month or so. We'll be streaming that on the NMS Olympics and just be part of the games. And we'll be doing various games here and there and these one-off sessions. And we'll be inviting people to join us.
Well, that's a great idea because you'll continue to draw people to that channel too, the NMS Olympic Twitch channel. And then, of course, by the time the next Olympics does roll around, maybe we'll have an even bigger fan base.
Yeah, we'll keep it going. There's been a lot of great people who joined us, and we appreciate them, and we enjoy the stream. So we'll see how it goes, but we've had a great time so far.
Oh, that's great, man. Well, you guys heard it, so keep following that channel if you want to catch some Racing League. Actually, DJ, are you guys still doing your Racing League at all, or?
Right now, it's just sort of on pause. It's looking like it's a little bit different than what we were doing before. Portals have come into play, and so that changes the game in them enormously. But we're planning on doing various sessions of galaxy hopping using portals and whatnot. Genetic Code and Kelly Monkey and myself, and possibly Mr. Mac, I think, is out there on PC. And somebody else, I think, might actually be on their way out there. Is it Captain Frantic? He might actually be close, even. So I'm not sure, but there's definitely some kind of a racing going moving forward. It's just a little different than what we've done in the past.
Oh, right on. I look forward to catching that as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm itching to start jumping galaxies.
Yeah, I bet. Well, thanks a lot, guys. It's always fun talking No Man's Sky to fellow lovers of the game, and you guys absolutely love the game, and it's evident in your passion, and you have a great way of showing it. You guys have created amazing things, racing leagues, this Olympics, and I'm just looking forward to catching more of your creations. So thanks a lot for that, guys.
Rock on. Have a good time, guys. Good weekend.
Yeah, thank you all. Thanks, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Nerd League. We will see you guys in a bit. And until the next time, stay nerdy.